First Lady Melania Trump meeting with Keith and Aviva Siegel. They were freed hostages who were held captive by Hamas. Aviva spent a harrowing 51 days in captivity, and Keith spent 484 days in Gaza. Aviva met with the First Lady in January of last year and gave her two of her husband's books, which the First Lady passed along to our president. Here was the moment that they reflected on that yesterday.
When I came home that evening, I gave it to my husband and informed him the situation, and I know he was fighting for all of the hostages, and as we know now, all of the hostages are free and home with the families.
I want to start by saying thank you to the First Lady, Melania Trump, and to President Trump. I am eternally grateful to you and President Trump for bringing me home and for bringing all of the hostages back.
Keith and Aviva Siegel join us now. Good morning to both of you. Welcome home.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Good morning. We're so glad. What an answer to prayers right here. Many in our audience were praying for both of you. Aviva, if you watch the film Melania, there's a scene where you're talking with her that January, the same month of the inauguration, and then the next month, Keith, you're brought home. Aviva, how did you meeting with the First Lady? How did that help?
Well, you know, having a hostage in Gaza, I was just thinking about everything that I could maybe do to put pressure on anybody that will listen to me. And she opened her heart and she listened to me. And from that minute, I knew that she would go to her husband, President Trump, and talk about Keith and I, and that's exactly what happened. And for me, it was like a start of believing that it's going to happen. She gave me lots of faith, and first of all, she's just lovely, and she opened her heart, and she really made me feel welcomed, and listened to everything that I said, and I want to thank her.
Yeah.
And Keith wants to thank her. And, you know, all the hostages just want to thank her and President Trump for everything that they did. And I do know that it did put pressure. When I came and met her, I gave her the book of pictures of the war in Gaza, in Israel, what happened in Israel. And it's a very difficult book. I couldn't even open the book to see one page because you could see houses on fire and people dead. And the stories and everything that was going on in Israel was just terrible. I wanted Trump to get the book, so I used that opportunity to get to Melania, to get to Trump.
And Keith, I watched that press conference yesterday and I thought, your wife was working so tirelessly. The president was, the First Lady was, behind the scenes. You're in a tunnel, you're in captivity. You had no idea this was going on. How do you feel about that now?
It's an incredible feeling to know that people were caring, people were acting. The First Lady and President Trump led an incredible fight to get my release, to get all of the hostages released. Aviva, amazing woman that did so much for me. It was an extraordinary opportunity, and I'm very, very grateful to have had the opportunity, and I want to thank the First Lady for meeting with us yesterday in order to tell her in person how grateful I am to her.
Keith, tell us what it was like in captivity. You were held for a very long time. What did you go through?
I was held for 484 days, 50 days together with Aviva. On day 50, they took Aviva. We said goodbye, we hugged. Aviva said to me, I will be strong for you and you will be strong for me. They told us I would be released the next day after Aviva. I remained in captivity for an additional 433 days. I was relocated 33 times. I was held in tunnels, 130 feet underground, Aviva and I gasping for our breath, literally. Left alone, with no food, no water. I was kicked, I was spat on, I was threatened to be killed. terrorists pointing guns at me and said they were going to kill me. I witnessed a woman being beaten as she was lying on her back on the floor. They had tied her hands together and her feet together and covered her mouth, and they were threatening to kill her. One of the terrorists put a gun to her head and said he was going to kill her. I witnessed that. I was starved. I was denied water. I was abused psychologically, physically. And I witnessed and I experienced horrific things that are within my thoughts day and night since my release.
Yeah, we were all covering that and watching from afar and not knowing what y'all were going through. And it was hard on everybody, but for you especially, Keith and Aviva. I'm so glad y'all love each other so much and you were able to fight for one another and come home to each other. I know the last year has probably been a lot of healing and been hard on y'all, but also you're probably more grateful than ever. We love you both and we're glad you're home. Thank you for joining us this morning.
We just want to say one more thing,
Yes,
if we can.
Sure.
Keith and I, after suffering and people helped us get out of Gaza, out of the dark, we decided to help others and to be part of Yisrael that bring water to places in the world that don't have water and help people in many, many ways. So Keith and I just came back from Kenya and we went to a refugee camp called Kakuma, and people there are really, really starving and don't have water. To see a kid drinking brown water, for me, it broke my heart. And to see a child that's 15 years old and she's just had her second baby. She was crying, doesn't know what to do with herself, doesn't have any money. She was making beads to make money. And I know that Israel has done so much in 62 countries and are still doing so much in all the places that need help. So we wanted to meet Melania also for that, to put some influence on her husband, Donald Trump, to help the world, to help the starving people there, because they live in 40 degrees. That's very, very hot. They haven't even got a house. They haven't got any food. There's kids there that stand in a line and they get one meal a day. I can just say that after going through that and seeing that,
Yeah.
I'm destroyed.
Yeah, we are so blessed, aren't we, to be able to we take for granted being able to have clean water and good food every day. Thank you all so much. Thanks for using your experiences to bless other people's lives. You're good people.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.